Okay. Well, looks like maybe I'm on. Wasn't even going to do this. Maybe I'll just... yeah. I'm going to let this settle in. Didn't even plan it. We'll see if anybody jumps in here. Just the normal 4 nodes on wires up in the upper left-hand corner. There is 1 thumbs up. This is what happens when you don't have it all planned out. But hey, I want to ask some questions today. Let's see. Ryan Warner in there. 5x5. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. K7CAN, the Can Man. Ahoy to you, my friend. Welcome to Conspiracy Theories Unlimited. I am on. Yep. Hey, we'll see. It's going to be I think it might be a quick net this morning. I actually wasn't even supposed to be here. We were supposed to be on vacation, doing our things. And we had, I think it was God saying, hey, you know what? Maybe it ain't the time to go out to Washington on a vacation. Don't know. I hope nothing happens because that's where my daughter lives, and I would hate to have to go out to rescue her from deep West Washington. Anyway, and we are here. Yep. Good morning, guys. So we've got a few in here. We got 23 people. I just kind of want to let this settle out for a couple of minutes and because we're not going to hit the radio here for another 10 minutes or so. Yeah. Good morning, guys. And let me see. Why isn't anything happening? Brandon with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Brandon. That is freaking awesome. I need to redirect. I'm trying to get the chat to come up on the deal here. Let's see. Current application. Ecamm Live. Comments and reactions. There you go. There we go. We'll bring you guys up. Oop, hang on here. Right over there. There it is. Beautiful. Thank you. The super chat there from Brandon. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Man, I haven't had one of those for years. Thank you much. Yeah. Today's topic, this is something, I don't know. I've been watching TV. I've been watching a lot of the news shows, a lot of the talking heads, not the mainstream talking heads, because they don't ask any questions. They just, whatever the official narrative is, that's what they do. 27 people in the stream so far. 13 thumbs up. Can I get another 12, 13 thumbs up from those that haven't? Even if you have, do it again. Do it again. The Can Man. Well, let's see. Pamela is in the house. Good morning. Good morning to Pamela. Chuck Beam. Yeah. That many failures can't be incompetence alone. And today is not all about what happened in Pennsylvania, but also, hey, what about, what was it yesterday or the night or the day before? This huge internet outage that I guess everybody experienced. I did, and I didn't know. The Wires X node here up in the left-hand corner, the Windows computer kind of went wonky and everything went down. Wires X was down, and I didn't know it. I reset it in the morning when I got up. I kept hearing there was a beeping. There's a loud beep that comes from that computer when the node is down for some reason, and or for any reason. And it was beeping. It woke me up. I got up. I reset it. I had no idea there was an internet outage that affected all the air travel in the United States. Basically brought everything to a standstill. Makes me wonder, is that part of the deep state? Were they testing the kill switch, the internet kill switch again? Are they getting ready to shut off the internet, to shut off our ability to communicate, our ability to get and give information? I don't know. It's very interesting. And we'll talk about it this morning. Let's see. Roy is in the house, and I don't see Jeff in the house yet. I don't know if Jeff is going to be on. He might have taken the weekend off. I hadn't even really thought about this, guys. Let me give you I'll do it. I'll do it when we start the real net, because there might be a couple of guys that might be listening that might not be watching. Don't know. Dave Ahart, hi from California stand, or from California stand. Dave, sorry to tell you, that's a capital K, not a C. But hey, good to hear from you. Peter Gamby, KT6TT, back in CDA. Good that you're back in America, land of the free. And I keep seeing all these things from Gavin Newsom. Holy shit, guys. This guy is, oh man, I got another super chat in here. Dude, thank you so much. From the Hucklebearer 53 super chat. Thank you. Hey guys, if you guys have questions, if you have something to add to the conversation here, please put it in there. I'm going to try to get to it. Yes. Pamela says, yes, it was a test of the switching the net off. Yeah. Then at some point, it is, one to control all net and media. Yeah. That's the thing that I'm wondering. Are they getting ready to do more stuff? Here's the thing. Think about this. Holy shit. Talk about a conspiracy theory right now. So, the entire world basically watched the assassination attempt of Donald Trump in real time. Try this one on to your tinfoil hats. The next one, they throw the internet switch, shut off the internet, and then they do the assassination attempt or the lead up and everything to it without us being able to see things in real time, without us being able to live stream, whatever event we may be at. And more importantly, Joe Biden, the current acting president, Joe Biden is still in the Oval Office. And he still has not, despite what the media has said, that he's going to drop out and everything, he still has not done it. And I don't know. Maybe he will tomorrow. They're saying, they were saying it was going to be Friday. And then Sunday. Now it's supposed to be Sunday, which is tomorrow. So who knows? If, for some reason, Babysitter Jill decides she doesn't want to give up the glitz and glamour of being the first lady. What happens then? Do they dress up another patsy in a MAGA hat and go and off Joe? And then by doing that, they turn Joe into a martyr. They then are able to, institute martial law because they can say whatever they want to say. They start the Civil War, and they throw out the first shots of the Civil War. They've been trying to get us to do that for several years now. And we haven't bid on it. Man, a whole bunch of stuff. The radio junkie says BlackRock owns 7.10% of CrowdStrike. Now, I don't even know what CrowdStrike is. Somebody tell me what CrowdStrike is. I have no freaking clue. But I've heard that in the last 24 hours. Let's see. The Ratchet Man says it's good to be here this morning. Yeah, it is. It's good for me to be here. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I got to do that one. And Matt is in the house. I'm sure Matt will be with us on the radio in just a couple of minutes. Oh, in 1 minute. With his Sitrep. And today it's kind of all about a Sitrep and all about what's happened. What's happened this week. Man. 8:59. Time to grab the mic here. And and I have to do something here. I have to plug this in. Okay. All right. Hopefully, we're ready to go. All right. Now I've got the headphones on, and it is 9 o'clock, and I've got to pull up. Hang on here. I got to pull up my my little script to get us going here in the morning. That'll take forever. So if you're watching on the internet and you're waiting for the radio to start, and there's only 6 nodes on right now. Yeah, estimated 5,000 flights canceled. Okay. Let's see. Getting on the SIPNet. Oh, let me just pull one up here. Let me just pull one up so we can get this party started here. Okay. And yep, okay, we're online. Everything's good. K6UDA. Hopefully everything's up and we're running. Okay, good morning. K6UDA here from the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net and the Southern Idaho Command. Guys, this net meets every Saturday morning, 0900 hours Mountain Time on the K6UDA repeater located here in Twin Falls, Idaho. This is a digital-only net accessible via WiresX room 40448. That's the Idaho Command. YSF reflector 40448. Man, I got to change that on the script, which is also the Idaho Command on YSF. So either WiresX or YSF, go ahead and look for the Idaho Command now. Local hams without a digital radio can be part of the net on the 442.000 repeater. And if you're anywhere else in the Magic Valley, you can get on the Hanson Butte 2-meter fusion repeater 145.170. Let it drop. And I have to move one thing here. Yep, so we don't get the pop. Let's see, the purpose of this net is the free exchange of information related to emergency preparedness, commonly known as prepping. We encourage deep dives into subjects related to food, water, shelter, personal protection, weapons, survival tactics, medical issues, communication gear, and techniques. I am looking for subject matter experts to lead discussions on all these various subjects. If you have material you'd like to discuss, when you check in, please indicate that you have a subject. Although not primarily political, discussion of relevant political, cultural, or religious events are welcome in the context of situational awareness and survival. In order to give everybody an opportunity to be heard, I'm going to do check-ins in the following order. We'll do local repeater check-ins, then WiresX check-ins, then the YSF check-ins, and then we'll try to get to live stream comments. There you go. Let's see. So you're encouraged to check in with your first name, call sign, location, how you're getting onto the net, i.e. The local repeater, WiresX or YSF. That being said, do we have any local repeater check-ins?
KK7JTK, Matt, Twin Falls.
All right, Matt. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in at the last second there. Any other local check-ins? Okay, how about WiresX? WiresX check-ins.
The KB7 CFP repeater.
All right, KB7 DFP on the 442 repeater, and I saw a couple of other call signs flash up. We'll try it again.
JD7VLB, Bryce Wilder on Wires X.
All right, good morning, Bryce, and welcome to the net from Wilder, Idaho. Good to have you. And you're on Wires X. Are you on on your own node, or are you on a local repeater carrying it?
I'm on my own node.
Outstanding. Good to have you. Let's see. Let's just keep going. Any other Wires X check-ins?
JV7 SQS lands Twin Falls, in and out.
All right, Lance is in there. Good to see you, Lance. And then there was a W6 call I saw flash on the screen, but I didn't get you again. Try that again.
I must have doubled with the other station. Good morning from Los Angeles, Jay, W6CJ, and I'm running a personal Wires X node for my QTH. Glad you guys are here.
All right, Jay, good to have you, and welcome to the net. Any other Wires X check-ins?
November 7, Victor, Kilo, Hotel, John.
All right, John, locally here in the Magic Valley, and I believe you were on the K6UDA repeater for that one. Didn't come up on the screen, but it came across the radio. Good to have you, John. Any other Wires X check-ins?
AC3 MRX. Steve from Houston, Texas.
All right, Steve, good to have you, and welcome to the net. Any other? Well, we'll just keep going with the Wires X check-ins, and man, we're getting a lot of information coming across on the YouTube live stream. Check-ins for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Okay, how about YSF? YSF check-ins.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Oscar Hotel Uniform. This is Sean in Fridley, Minnesota.
All right, good morning, Sean, and welcome to the net. Other YSF check-ins.
Kilo India 4, Bravo, Whiskey, Sierra. Name is Scott, Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, good morning, Scott, from North Carolina. Good to have you on the net. Looking for YSF check-ins.
KD9YY, Sean in Indiana, and I'm actually coming through on Wires X. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Sean. Good to have you. Let's just open it up. Check-ins anywhere, anybody.
Kilo India 5, Golf Zulu Whiskey, Anthony in Sherman, Arkansas.
All right, good morning, Anthony. Good to have you on the net. Let's see. We'll get back to some check-ins. We'll do another round of check-ins in a minute. This is Bob, K6UDA, for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. And let's see. We'll move into hang on here. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep screwing things up. If I move things around, it screws them up. And let's move right into Sitreps. And Matt, do you have any? Do you have a Sitrep for us?
Yeah, happy to report. I got a couple things here. I'll start in with some things that happened outside the week. Obviously, our attention has been on some pretty big news events, but some other items have happened. So, quick break and we'll get started. A Houthi drone strikes Tel Aviv yesterday. So this is unique in the fact that it made it past the Israeli and the U.S. defense systems. This drone was fired or launched from thousands of miles away. The Houthis, we've been reporting on them quite a bit, is this multi-national terror organization that set up shop in Yemen. They've successfully captured most of the populated areas of that country. It's the same group that's stopping about 90% of the shipping in the Red Sea, and they've sunken many ships in the area. Again, that's how Europe receives most of its freight from Asia, and so anything that's being shipped by boat, well, 90% of it is going around the Horn of Africa because of Houthi attacks break. The drone strike was a couple blocks away from the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv. The thought is that their targeting systems aren't that accurate, so it's hard to say. Obviously, the drone is no longer around, but not sure the intended target. But it didn't seem to hit anything of great importance. Obviously, it did hit civilians and kill some families there. We talked a little bit about the riots in Bangladesh. This is from a law that happened in 1971, and it's a law of hiring civil servants, right? And so they're not happy with the way that they can hire people to work for the government. And so a lot of universities are joining in those riots this week. So I'm not exactly sure of all of the ins and outs of that. I don't live there, but another thing to watch. Break. There's a rumor that one of the leaders in China had a stroke, and we're following that closely. We've been reporting a lot on PLA movements in Taiwan, and there were several dozen flights again this week into Taiwanese airspace. So we're always kind of following what's happening over there and the emboldening of their movements after the invasion of Ukraine. Another thing that's unfortunate to report is there are still power outages happening in Texas. It's been a crazy long time, people without power. I don't have any current numbers as of Saturday morning, but Wednesday morning, which was 9 days after landfall of a Category 1, which is a pretty small hurricane, 280,000 people were still out of power. That is a ton of people. For us living in southern Idaho, that'd be like all of us times 2 without a power for 9 days break. Then we're going to talk a little bit about CrowdStrike software. There's a lot of things to this. I think there's a lot of layers we need to be kind of looking at all of the angles, right? We can wrap our minds around, understand that 5,000 flights were canceled, but another thing that it's involving is all of these businesses that sign up for this. It's a service, it's a software suite. It does everything from all of your AI integrations to tools your people use, down to stopping cyber attacks and things like that. The CEO of CrowdStrike says this was not a cyber attack, but this is the third time this month that we've seen software or cyber attacks take down 911 call centers. It just keeps happening weekly. I'm reporting on something that's happening that's taking down 911 call centers. Break. The last thing, I am not a financial person. I don't work on Wall Street, but In Texas, there is a financial firm called Boston Private Wealth. One day before the assassination attempt, they had a large put option for $12 billion, and one of the biggest sell-offs in there was Trump Media Group. Trump Media Group obviously stands to lose a lot in the event of an assassination. And so after the assassination, Boston Private Wealth conveniently put out a statement saying that they had made a big mistake, and they have since changed that put out that sell option. And of course, they felt the need to explain themselves and why they edited it. For most of us, I don't think we fully understand all of that, but I think the thing we do understand is that insider trading is the way that these guys make the most money, and so they have to successfully hide it to do that. The real question is, if the attempt was successful, would they have still edited the mistake? That's it for the report this week. Oh, I got one more item. I'm sorry. Break. Most of the beaches in the Nantucket area were closed this week as they're cleaning up a destroyed turbine. So one of those turbines got damaged in the wind, and then, of course, it broke all apart, and all those pieces of fiberglass and foam are washing up on those beaches. So it's kind of a big industrial accident. We're starting to see a few more of those. Just something to, I don't think individual events mean anything, but when they all start stacking up, that's when we start to put our question face on. So that's it for me. This is Kilo 7, Juliet Tango Kilo.
All right. Bob, K6UDA for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Thanks, Matt. Good information and very relatable to what we're talking about today. My big thing, okay, everybody by now knows about the assassination attempt on President Trump's life in Pennsylvania. What was that, last weekend? I think that was that last Saturday? Or I can't remember. No, it was the day before we were supposed to leave. Anyway, yeah. The other story, well, it ain't really a story because, who cares? Yes, I was supposed to be gone on vacation, and obviously I'm not. We had some things happen around here, and we just decided, you know what, screw it. We'll take care of the things around here, and then if we've got any money left, we'll go do a trip. But so we decided not to right now. So we're still home. And let's see, what else? Okay, so everybody knows what happened last week. President Trump narrowly, I mean by the grace of God, and it actually was by the grace of God that he is still with us. I hate to think what would have happened had they succeeded. I think that might have actually started the shooting civil war right there. I always say, and I've always said, I'm going to let it drop. I have always said, people don't get suicidal or homicidal until you have two things: helplessness and hopelessness. Either one of those things people can deal with. They could deal with being helpless as long as there's hope for something. They can feel hopeless as long as there's help on the other side, or they feel there's help. When people become helpless and hopeless, That's when people drive small airplanes into big buildings in Chicago. That's when people jump off of bridges. That's when people do other crazy stuff. And I think God knows that. And I think that that he stopped that from happening and it doesn't have to happen. You don't have to have that in a huge percentage of the population for it to pop off or manifest itself as a shooting civil war. Anyway, as the days have progressed from that, and President Trump accepted the nomination officially at the RNC, and the day after the RNC, or actually that night when people were coming home, we had this internet outage that we've been talking about here on the live stream. And very interesting, I didn't know about it. I just knew that when I came in, my Wires X node was down. The computer was screwed up, or the Windows computer that's running on it, that was kind of screwed up, and I had to do a little bit of reset and everything to get it all to come back. And then I found out that, there was a full ground stop for all the airlines. Microsoft, I guess, went down. Now I'm learning that this CrowdStrike, and I still don't know what CrowdStrike is. A couple of guys on the live stream have been talking about maybe what it is, but I guess that went down. So the question is, the big question is the deep state responsible for all of this? And I want to open it up. Let's open it up to the radio first. I'll talk to the radio, and you guys on the live stream, if you got theories, questions, whatever, go ahead and post them, and I'll try to get to some of them. Looking for inputs on the radio. I don't care what mode you're on. Go ahead and key up. We'll get you in there if you've got a question, a comment, a theory.
KI5 GZW comment.
Yeah, KI5 GZW. Go ahead.
No, it's KI5 GZW. First time checking in. I want to say that I had to learn how to use the DMR to Yazoo conversion to my hotspot, so I thank y'all for that. You're the first reason I had a reason to learn it. But I just kind of like to say that I don't really know who's responsible. I wasn't affected here in Arkansas personally. None of my stuff messed up. Nothing at work. But I don't trust anything the government tells me other than they're raising taxes or going to try to take something away from me. So I don't really know, but all I can do is kind of hunker down and see what happens next, you know. So anyway, that's my comment. 73, God bless, and I'll turn it back over to Net Control.
All right, KI5 GZW, K6UDA, thanks for that. Any other comments, questions, theories on the radio side?
W6CJ.
W6CJJ, go ahead.
Yeah, Bob, in the group W6CJ Los Angeles. I don't know if this makes a full theory or not, but it sometimes behooves some powers that be to create a little distraction, kind of like an old magician's trick. Hey, look over here. So I don't know if we're being distracted and tying up the news media with junk stories about computers to divert our attention, or who knows what. That's all I have here at W6CJ.
Yeah, Jay, interesting theory. And, you know, I don't put it past anything. Honestly, it's so mind-boggling how deep the deep state is. Let me see, let me just read one here. In case you're like me and you don't really know what CrowdStrike is. Prepham Paul says CrowdStrike provides cloud workload protection and endpoint security, threat intelligence, and cyber attack response services. Interesting. And I guess what? They went down too. So, you know, before we started on the radio this morning, I had I kind of expressed a couple of theories, and I don't know how relevant these theories are, and I'm going to let it drop. So let's suppose, number one, that just for the sake of argument, that the deep state is behind all of these things going on. And I'm not saying the Democrats and I'm not saying the Republicans. I'm saying the deep state. And I consider that the uniparty. Let's call it the uniparty. How are the Trump assassination attempt and the internet outage of yesterday related? Or how could they be related? Well, how about this? The deep state now, they tried the attempt on President Trump's life. They failed. They know that they're not going to get away with another attempt in broad daylight, so to speak, not in front of everybody with all of the media that we have, all of the social media, everybody posting their own videos. There's just too much for them to control, too many variables. I'm going to let it drop. So we've long theorized that the deep state or the government has an internet kill switch. So if they've got the internet kill switch and they decide, wow, you know what, today might be a good day to test the kill switch. Let's see what we can bring down. And so they throw the internet kill switch. What was that? Thursday night or Friday night, and they brought down everything that they bring down, and it's a test. They bring it right back up, and everything's all good to go. And most of the public will forget about that in 24 to 48 hours. That'll be long history. So now, let's fast forward a day, a week, a month, 2 months. And now the deep state needs to, they need to control the narrative. They need to retain their power in Washington. And this is Bob, K6UDA for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. So now, let's say they throw the internet switch, they turn off the internet, they turn off our ability to see news unless it's news that they control, to produce our own news, much like this, like the live stream portion of this, and to a certain extent, possibly the internet radio portion of this. And then they go ahead and they do another attempt, or better yet, they need to eliminate Old Joe because Old Joe won't give up the ghost, and they think that they need to put in a new candidate. So they dress up some guy in a MAGA hat and send him out, and they do Joe. And now they've got 3 things that they didn't have before. They've eliminated the guy that they think can't possibly win it. I'm going to let it rekey. They now have the ability, or they have the reason to declare martial law, and or possibly start rounding up people, if that's what their plan was. They want to start rounding up conservatives and putting us in FEMA camps, or possibly they want to start the shooting war. They want to institute martial law and start controlling things. And most importantly, maybe as a result of all that, they get to cancel the election in November. And now their uniparty gets to stay in power. They get to control the situation until the end of hostilities. I don't know. My theory, just, that's my personal theory of what could be. None of it is good. I'm going to get to a couple of, I'll go back through the comments coming across here on YouTube. And let me open it up again for more theories, more comments. Do you think I have a crazy conspiracy theory? Is that just totally nuts? My theory on this. Let's open it up to the radio. Questions, comments on the radio.
KK7JTK.
Matt, go ahead.
I know that in other parts of the world, it's pretty common when you win a political election, you round up and execute the other political party. I mean, that is modus operandi. I mean, that is absolutely how they do it in other parts of the world. And so, of course, the Russians today, as they're reporting on the assassination attempt of Trump, they're like, hey, the first thing you do, you try to remove them legally. If that doesn't work, then you try to remove them physically. I mean, that is out of their playbook. I mean, absolutely. So I think that we get galvanized a little bit to understand that everything works the way that it works here, and that's just not the case. It is common practice in the Middle East. When you win an election, you round up and kill the other opposing party, the leaders, the family members. It's just how the world works sometimes, and that has happened for thousands of years in the past. And to think that mindset just washes away because we're civilized now, I don't think I don't think that everybody thinks like we do, and I have to believe that people think different than me, and that's not something that I think about, but I understand that that's been the cultural norm for years, just not here in the States. So I think that we kind of forget that sometimes, that is how people think, and that is how people justify their actions.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. That is so true. Other places in the world, like Matt said, they do away with their political opponents, and for the past 200 years, we haven't done that. We were 200 and close to 50 years. We haven't done that. We've gone a different direction, and I think I think the uniparty or the deep state now is at that point where they say we're not going to give up the power that we have. We're so close to creating our utopian government. We're not giving up, and we're going to see this through at any cost. And I think that will be the end if they succeed on either side. If they succeed in getting rid of Trump or assassinating him, if they do a false flag and assassinate Biden, if they do something else and get rid of the election or postpone it or cancel the election, they have then succeeded in destroying this country, and I think that's what they want. They don't want to destroy the government. They want to destroy the way we do business and the way that we live our lives. We've long known that the left and especially the left, they want to control every aspect of our lives. You just look in the People's Republic of California, how they are. They're just such a nanny state over there. And that's Gavin Newsom, guys. That is Gavin Newsom. And I hate to get just pure political, especially on the radio. But hey, you know what? It's my repeater, and I can do what I want on my repeater. I'm going to let it drop. Yeah, so let's see, other theories. KO4EOD on YouTube. He says, and I'm going to put that up on the screen, that the FBI said 2 months ago that said to Congress that something so catastrophic is possible that the election could be impacted. So they are aware of something. I think they're more than aware of something. I think that they might be part of that something. And when they try to break the fall, knowing that if they say that to Congress, it comes out to the people, and the more people hear things, the softer the landing, so to speak, when they do it. Let's see. Let's go down. Let's go up and see. I know I missed a whole bunch of stuff. The Radio Junkie, considering how much BlackRock owns, and I'm going to put that up. I'll highlight that one. BlackRock owns it. It wouldn't be a stretch to believe that those overseas encrypted accounts were set up by BlackRock. And by the way, BlackRock is a large supporter of the Dem Party. Yeah. And for those that haven't been paying attention to what BlackRock does, I mean, they've been buying up entire neighborhoods, buying up real estate. I believe they're a hedge fund. They've been buying up all this property, entire neighborhoods. They would buy up entire cities and make everybody a renter. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Remember those words. Anybody else on the radio have anything?
KJ7 RAR. I came in a little late. I wasn't sure you were going to be on.
Well, good morning, Terry. And what say you?
Well, because I came in late, I might just be repeating something somebody already said, but the investment firm in Texas that shorted Trump the day before the assassination, which had the assassination been successful, they would have made anywhere from $600 billion to $1 trillion. And those that were involved in that included the Bush family and the Cheney family and BlackRock and BlackRock. I'm sorry. Did you guys already discuss that?
Well, Matt went over part of it in the Sitrep, but you're kind of driving it home and bringing it to those of us who don't know all the inner workings of that. Yeah, very relevant. So keep going.
Well, they said immediately, they said, oh, it was an accident. I mean, these guys invest millions and billions of dollars. They don't do accidents. But what it does say is that the assassination, which is what it tells me, is that the assassination attempt was known, was planned, and there's more people involved in it than we know about. You're a cop. I'm an ex-cop too. We immediately looking at the pictures at the beginning of the assassination. When I saw that the tops of buildings were not covered with Secret Service, I said, well, what's going on here? I remember when I was a cop and we had people come in, presidents, etc. Presidents, etc. come in. We covered the tops of the buildings all the way down the freeway. It was in Portland. And I had many times stations on bridges. Wouldn't allow anybody on the bridge until they passed underneath it. I mean, there's no such thing as having a top of a building that has a line of sight open. To me, this is dirty. It's inside job, and they're not going to give up at this point. You know, I told you guys a year ago, in our Bible study that they were going to try to off Trump, and I believe they're still going to do it. And I even have some ideas of how they will try to do it and make it successful and make it look like they didn't do it. I don't know if you want me to say that on the air or not.
Hey, you know what? This is Conspiracy Theory Saturday. And honestly, you look back over the past 8-9 years and all the conspiracies have been proven out. And the official statements are proven BS.
Well, I think one way that they will try to do it is, we have terrorists here in the country that already, and I believe they are waiting for the whistle blow to do their thing. I believe they'll have several terrorists, there could be 3, 4, 5 of them, that will openly, with the vest ready to go, blow themselves up, whatever they need to do, attack a place where Trump is speaking. I don't know if it'll be a big facility like that. I don't know if, a big arena. Don't know if they could get in. But something smaller. They'll come in with automatic rifles or shoot their way up to Trump. They'll blow him up and themselves up. And, of course, the administration will say, oh, my gosh, that's terrible. That's just an option. I know that some people listening to that will say that's crazy. Well, yeah, maybe. So that's kind of one of my thoughts. If they don't do that, they'll try to poison him somehow. So anyway, that's some of my conspiracy thoughts. This is KJ7RAR.
Hey, thanks, Terry. Yeah, I agree. I don't discount that in the least. I think that that is a distinct possibility. You know, something else that happened the day before the assassination attempt on President Trump. This I thought was kind of interesting, and nobody really said anything. But Zuckerberg, Facebook fame, and Instagram, released all of the. He said, "I'm gonna allow President Trump to get back on Facebook and do their ads and make his posts and everything." The day before, I wonder if there was some inside information to him that said, "Hey, look, do this. You give yourself the nice cover of, I'm playing within the Section 230 or 230 parameters of being a platform, not a publisher, a platform." And knowing full well that it would only last for 24 hours. And now he's left holding the bag. And if I was Trump, I would be on there. I would be on there constantly on Facebook and Instagram, even though those are starting to become a little irrelevant. But nonetheless, yeah, between that and this CrowdStrike thing and all of these things that keep happening, all the way too many coincidences, way too many screw ups to be just a screw up. It's so monumental. Look here, we've got 54 people on the stream right now. Looks like 41 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. I would love for the person who does the thumbs down to make a comment and tell us what you don't like about the stream. Is it just BS? Oh, hang on, I'm gonna time out here. I finally looked at the screen right before I timed out. How interesting is that? Hey, any more theories or conjecture on the radio side? Okay, I guess people don't want to be on the list alongside me. If I just remember, I'm not suicidal. I love life. I love God. God has taken care of me. I'm not suicidal. 53 people on the stream, 48 thumbs up. Thank you guys for that. The 1 thumbs down. And I have an idea who does that. I just have an idea. Let's see. Pamela says Iran was mentioned during the second situation. A masked man was near the Republican Convention Center. 20-year-old shooter has foreign bank accounts. Yeah, I think it was probably a little too quick for the deep state to plan their next outing. But man, it sounds very, very probable or possible that they're going to do another attempted hit on our real president. And this is K6UDA for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. I discount at all, especially if Joe Biden doesn't step down tomorrow, as now they're saying that he's supposed to announce that he's not going to run. If he doesn't do that, I would look for the false flag guy in a MAGA hat does Joe, and then they get to open it up, and he gets to be a hero. They get to do their martial law and everything else that they want to do. Throw the internet switch again. Maybe they'll throw the internet switch before they do all that. That would not surprise me, because then they can't, once they throw that internet switch and they kill, let's say they kill half of all the internet traffic and feeds, or maybe they kill it all for 24 hours, and they go ahead and they do something. They take out one or the other. And you've got less witnesses. Remember when Kennedy was assassinated, I'm going to let it drop. You remember when Kennedy was assassinated, there was, I think, 2 or 3 cameras rolling, or they got 2 or 3 different viewpoints. And one of those viewpoints was kept confidential or secret or classified or whatever they want to call it for years. It wasn't released for several years afterwards. And we're still now just finding out that the deep state was involved in that. So none of this surprises me. None of this would shock me. I question everything. I've always questioned everything, in my years as a cop. I never just assumed or let somebody's story go unverified. Trust but verify is what I always said. Man. Okay. Hang on here. I'm going to let it... you know what? I don't need to let it drop. I still got 1 minute, 42 seconds before it times out. Ryan, K5, TAR, I only come to YouTube for ham radio content. Okay. I don't know. And that's cool, dude. I appreciate that. And yeah, this is supposedly a ham radio channel. But this year I thought it was, and now I'm going to let it drop. So, you guys on the internet watching the live stream, if you look up in the top left-hand corner on the Wires X screen, you could see up at the top right a little countdown timer. And a lot of times I don't watch that timer. And that's what happens when you don't watch the timeout timer. This year I felt it necessary to kind of branch out more into the preparedness side, but staying a lot with the radio. The Southern Idaho Preparedness Net, this net that we do on Saturdays, has nothing to do with ham radio per se, other than most of us are ham radio people. We're doing this on ham radio, and we have a special place in our hearts for the ham radio side of preparedness. But being prepared means food, water, shelter, situational awareness, which we're doing a lot of situational awareness. What could be down the pike. So let's talk about then what we can do to help ourselves. What can we do in the worst case scenario? Let's say one of these two things happen. Let's say they throw the internet switch. How do we counteract that? One of the things that I saw that was very interesting, I was watching S2 Underground yesterday, and he was talking about this very thing. And what they were talking about on S2 Underground was basically ham radio nets like JS8 Call, where you can type in short messages, you can get news and information out over ham radio. It's digital. It's digitally encrypted, basically. It is JS8 Call. It's open if you're looking for it. You don't have to do it on the JS8 Call frequency or the FT8 frequencies. You can pick another frequency and you could send that information out. So if you have a group of people, you could do, and he called it, this was brilliant, a flash message. You type in there flash and, assassination attempt or this or internet outage, whatever you want to do. If our news and information gets severed, what do? We have to have a backup method of getting that. The Wires X might be gone. I would consider that kind of, that might be out the window. So we've got local repeaters, we have direct access, we have things like JS8 Call where we can still communicate, and it's not dependent on the internet, not dependent on outside sources. It's all on you. So if you're not a ham and you're watching this or you're listening to this, maybe you need to, and you see now down up in the top right hand corner, we're down to 42 seconds, so I'm going to let it break. All right. Any comments on the on solutions to getting news and information? That's the whole purpose of this net. I've always said it. It's not about the live stream. The live stream is just kind of for those of you who don't have the ability to get on. But I'm learning about some other nets that come on that are on HF. I'm exploring those. I want to keep going with this type of a net. What do you guys say? I'll open it up to radio and I'll open it up to the internet there.
W6CJ comment.
Yeah, Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, Bob and the group. We have to be careful in our choice of communications modes. Just so many of our amateur radio modes these days rely on computers, internet, and GPS. And as useful as it is, being able to use something else besides Wires X, D-Star, et cetera, is a really good idea. I've tried JS8 Call only a little bit, and a few months ago, let me reset it. but JS8 is one such answer. Way back in the day, we only had Packet Radio, G-Tor, and Tor, and those are pretty good too. Packet had a broadcast mode where everybody could hear you, and once you locked in with the station, it was just a handshake communication between you and that other station. Reset. But fast forward to now, today, JS8 call is pretty promising. One thing to think of is how long are you going to be on the air? I've done a lot of RDFing when I was doing other stuff, so you want to think about how long your frequency burst will be on the air if a situation is really difficult. So yeah, JS8 is the way to go, and I'm sure there's other things coming down the pike. Just don't be too reliant on computers and the internet. Reset. Getting to computers, a good idea would be to dedicate a computer or a laptop only to radio communications. No web surfing, no financial stuff, no browsing on that computer. Radios only. I know that's costly and expensive for some of you, but that's another thing to consider. You want your computer to be away from the internet. That's all I have. W6CJ.
All right, W6CJ, K6UDA, thanks. Yeah, good points. I do keep a laptop that is fairly secured. I very rarely hook it up to the internet, only when I need to update things, and it's solely for ham radio use. A couple of notable things here on YouTube. Let's see. Good morning, Brad from Kellogg. Let's see. The Holy Damon. Holy Daman. He says, the live stream is what gave me the reason to learn the DMR to YSF function of my hotspot. Yeah, very cool. Thanks. I'm going to have more on that. I've got a new hotspot here that I've been testing, and I'm making some videos, and we'll get more of you guys live there. Let's see from Pamela, like, share, and subscribe. Become a member. Thank you, Pam, for that. Brad, I don't know why you're here. Maybe because it's preparedness and not ham radio, but sold all the ham radio gear. Such boring people out there. Well, okay, I get it. You don't like hanging out with the hams, but when SHFT or TF, I don't know why, my dyslexia, when that hits the fan, you're going to need to you want to talk to your family, you want to talk to your friends, you want to talk to the people in your neighborhood that you're going to rely on. And one of the ways you can do that is ham radio, GMRS. I'm not saying ham radio is the only thing out there, because it's not. But it's going to come down to radio communications, because I can very quickly see the day when your cell phone is going to be a brick. If they pop off an EMP, your cell phone is basically going to be a brick. Let's see. Been playing RTTY the past few days. Really fun. Yeah, I've experimented with RTTY a few times. Whoop. Damn it. I missed it. Oh, I thought I caught it, and it had 3 seconds left, and it it kind of screwed me over. Yeah, I've played with that a little bit, but I really liked JS8 Call. Not internet based. You don't even need the internet to be part of it. I've done that on my own, where not on the internet at all, not connected at all, but able to use JS8 Call and decode and send messages to guys that I'm connected with in the Amcon world. Oh, by the way, hey, any of you guys from Amcon Northwest that are watching or listening on the radio, hey, good morning, and hope you're enjoying the camp out. Let's see. Mika Wolf, stay connected. A bulletin board system is a good thing. Yeah, a bulletin board system is a good thing. Oh, man. Somebody had a really good comment that I forgot. Remember using a 486 computer. Oh, nice. Let's see. The advantage of JS8 Call over other digital modes, like RTTY, is that it works much better in bad band conditions. Yes, it does. It is it's like FT8, which was designed for the low solar cycle to be able to get out contacts, to make contacts in low, very poor propagation conditions. Let's see, man, we are well past the hour. Does anybody else have anything? And let me know if you guys like this type of topic, if you want to do more on this kind of stuff, on the conspiracy theory. Should we put our tinfoil hats on and keep going? I don't know, because we've been here for an hour now, so it's about time to shut this down, unless other people have stuff to contribute. Looks like we've got 10 nodes with us right now. 51 people on the stream. Thank you very much. 57 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. And I'm going to open it up for the radio for the last little bit, and then we're going to close out the net.
KJ7 RAR.
Terry.
Hey, I finally was able to find, I heard people talk about on YouTube before, American Blackout by National Geographic, and I searched all over for that and could not find it. My wife finally found it, and it's about a blackout in America. It's not I remember it's not an EMP, but it really crushed America. It's about an hour long, and everybody needs to watch that. It's the best thing I've seen regarding what could happen if we had grid down in America. And if you look under the stream there, it's under Sierra Slim. And if they go to archive.org, and then type in American Blackout by National Geographic. Now, there's a lot of different American blackouts in there, but put American Geographic, and they can watch that video. And I watched it. My wife and I watched it the other night, and we just went, "Wow, this is wow." That's all I can say. They need to watch it. So I'd encourage people to do that. And yeah, I think this is a good program. It's not going to be for everybody. Some people like to keep their head tucked in the earth. They don't want to hear anything bad. They don't want to hear anything scary. They don't want to, and that's how we end up with people when we do have a disaster left out in the open. Well, what do I do now? Well, you should have been preparing, but you didn't. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth. KJ7RAR.
All right, Terry. And TM over on the live stream says American Blackout is available on YouTube. So check that out, guys. let's see. Prep Ham Paul is just starting to read 1 Second After. Great book. Great book. I've read it a couple of times, and the follow-ups to 1 Second After. I've got those also. Miko Wolf, you got lots of nets on the radio. Use your SDR, scan all the frequencies, and you'll find them all pretty easy. Very, very cool. I'll have to check that out. By the way, checking in from Nebraska, KF0NLP, and Matt says, great point, Terry. Many Americans in Texas without power for a week or more. I'm not set up for that kind of an outage. This is what the PrepNet, what can we do to prep? Yeah, that's the question. I don't have all the answers, guys. That's why I can't sit here for hours and go on and on about what to do, because I don't know what to do. I'm asking you guys on the radio too. And that's what this whole thing is all about. Anyway, anything else from the radio side before we shut down?
KJ7RER, one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
The American Blackout on YouTube is not the same one that's on the archive.org. They have all different kinds of American Blackout, this and that, but it's not the same thing. It's they have an advertisement for it. It's about 1 minute long, but you can't find it anywhere. At least I could. Maybe somebody's better than I am at finding stuff. But if you want to see the one I'm talking about, you need to go to archive.org. Type in American Blackout by National Geographic. This is KJ7RER. I'm 7-3
now. The plot thickens. Thanks, Terry. Anything else on the radio side? Anybody, anywhere? Okay, hearing nothing. I am going to go ahead and close out the radio portion of the net, and we'll continue for just a couple of minutes here on YouTube. Anyway, it has been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I want to thank the 10 other nodes for joining in. Spread the word. Let your favorite repeater owner know that you want to listen to this, or you want this to be available on a local repeater. And let's see if we can't get more repeaters, especially here in Idaho, where I think this is very, very important that we all get together and stick together. I have nothing else, so I am going to go ahead and close the net. This is Bob, K6UDA, for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. I will say 7-3, and I am returning all the nodes to their normal operation. 7-3. Okay, guys. That just leaves us here together. Very cool. I didn't know if this was going to be a oh, yep. Terry, if you're watching, yes. Yes. So National Geographic on YouTube has American Blackout. But according to Terry, it's not the same one. So I will try to find the one that he's talking about. I'll try to post it in the description for this video when this video is out. And remember, guys, these videos, because I have a sneaking suspicion that these might be taken down off of YouTube. They're also on Rumble. So let me see. Do I have a Rumble thing that I can stick up here? I do. Let's put up a Rumble sign. There's Rumble up in the corner. I want you to go watch this on Rumble. Caught the very end, headed back to the beginning for team replay from Jason. Good to see you, Jason. All right. Hang on. I did that again. Crap. Let's move that and get you a little bigger so everybody can see. All right. Anybody else have anything for the good of the order here? What did you guys think of this topic, of this type of topic? Should we flesh this stuff out? Or is this like getting way too down the conspiracy rabbit hole for you guys? I don't know. I can talk about it. I love this stuff. It's hard for me to believe. And I want to be 100% honest. It is so hard for me to believe that Secret Service guys on the ground or cops on the ground in Pennsylvania last week were actively trying to help the Patsy shooter or another shooter that might have been on the water tower. I've seen some stuff. It's very hard for me to believe that those guys would be a part of it. I think it's very possible that everybody, each individual guy, was kind of led down the rosy path. Hey, your area of responsibility is this over here. This is what I want. This is the only thing that you're responsible for over here. And then everything else. Reports that there was a guy with a gun on the roof. Don't worry about it. We've got that taken care of. Got a report that, hey, there's some guy walking around with a rangefinder. Don't worry about it. We've got that taken care of. Hey, nobody's up on the roof right here that we could see. Don't worry about it. That's taken care of. So that's more believable to me, that maybe there's somebody up at the top, the agent in charge, who may or may not be getting more information or getting orders from somebody who's not even there to basically do that. Either way, those heads need to roll, man. Those people, if they find that there is a conspiracy, and with as much information that's out there, as many videos, as much stuff is going on out there, the deep state has to, they're doing the oh shit shuffle right now. They are absolutely doing the oh shit shuffle. They were calling for the head of the Secret Service to step down the day after. And then, they said, oh, she needs to get in front of Congress. She needs to get in front of the people and explain what happened. Mayorkas, the head of Homeland Security, puts the kibosh on that and says, nope, she's not going to talk to you. And they didn't impeach Mayorkas back a month ago. Man, I tell you what, it just runs so deep. And the distrust gets deeper and deeper and deeper. Holy shit. In other news, what is it? Her Lee, what was her name? Big Lefty out of New York. She died. Kind of amazing how many high-profile people have died this last week. And I don't know, left, right, whatever. But what I do know is most of these people, I would say, probably, and I hate to say it, took the shot. And now they're dropping dead. 3 years later, they're starting to drop dead. Holy shit. Is that a coincidence, or is that something that the shot? Sheila Jackson Lee, from Houston. Oh, good. Sheila Jackson Lee. Houston. From Texas, I guess. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Because I just completely brain farted on that chick's... anyway, huge lefty. I have a little bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll replace her with a Republican. Maybe. Who knows? Donald is part of the theater. Yeah, I would say to a certain extent he is, but he's not part of the deep state, the uniparty. He doesn't do... he doesn't do the all the uniparty stuff, and he's definitely not part of that deep state. He's pretty gangster. I've heard some things. I mean, I love when he was in a room with the head of the Taliban. I saw this video, and some SF guy was in there and told his interpreter, if one hair on an American head is harmed, I will kill you. And the interpreter looked at him and, kind of like, what do you want me to say? And he's all, tell him. And he pulls out a satellite photo of the guy's house, hands it to the guy, and walks out of the room. That is freaking gangster, dude. That is freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. The deep state doesn't do that. They want the wars to keep going. No, he's DS as fuck. Check my latest video. Okay, I'll have to check your video on YouTube. Prep Ham Paul with it. Just make sure you have a home with at least a 5% pitch. Beautiful. Yes. Can't have them on the roof. That would be an OSHA violation. Biden, Israel, Trump, Israel, the messenger. I'll tell you what. The messenger. The Israel thing. The U.S. has been Israel's only real ally since 1948. And we've always been Israel's real ally. And I think the big break came in the Obama years, because Obama hates Israel. Biblically, I don't want to see certain things happen in my lifetime, because that signals the end. It signals Armageddon. It signals the Battle of Armageddon. It signals all these things. But more importantly, Well, I don't want to get into that. I'll let Terry get into that because he knows that stuff. I go to Bible study with him, but I don't know it. So, let's see. He ended the RNC with a song from a movie where the deep state got deleted. The Sum of All Fears. Oh, yeah. What a movie that was. That was a freaking awesome movie. Scary. Scary, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what happens next, but I will tell you something will happen. Whether it's the Joe Biden thing, which to me almost makes more sense. If it's the Joe Biden thing or if it's the Trump thing, I don't know. I know that they're not done. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna try it. They're gonna try it again. They'll probably succeed on one or both. I don't know. Maybe they. I've often thought, what if they pop off a dirty nuke? I thought, wow, is there a possibility that they would pop off a dirty nuke during the Republican committee? That didn't pan out. It didn't happen, thankfully. What if they try to pop off a dirty nuke if there's another Trump-Biden debate? You pop a dirty nuke off and you wipe both of them out. I don't know. Golf Tango Victor, Flyers.com. Let's see. God is in control. Jesus will be returning. Yeah, that, my friend, is the one thing we can all count on. And for those that don't believe, at some point you will. Check the T&B information. Britain Blackout is what I'm watching on YouTube. Okay. Very interesting. All right, guys. It's 10:30. I've got stuff to do. One of the reasons that we didn't go away was we had a bunch of stuff break here. And one thing broke that I couldn't put off. So now we decided we're staying home and I'm fixing all of the things. So I'm going to get to it before it gets too hot. It has been great hanging out with you guys here on YouTube. And I look forward to doing it again next week. Drop me a line. Let me know what you'd like to see next week on the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Anyway, guys, I'm Bob, K6UDA. Thanks for joining me. I'm out of here. Catch you later. Later.